you say. Anxious things you say. Okay? So, here's one of the things you might say. You say, why didn't you text me back? Did I do something wrong? Okay? An anxious person will start to overanalyze text messages from people. And so when something like a text message, they'll be like, why didn't you text me back? Did I do something wrong? You immediately personalize the issue as your own. And I want to tell you something. The freedom that you'll get when you stop personalizing everybody else's behavior as something that you did will be the day that freedom feels like fresh air touching your skin. I need you to free yourself from that space. How do you do that? Stop thinking that every behavior is because of you and start thinking the behavior is because of them. That's simple, right? If they did it, right? If they did it, that's on them. They did it. They wanted to do that. And if they're going to tell you that you did something, then okay, they tell you that you did something. But they gonna tell you that you did something. Why are you automatically running to that place? Moonlight said, should I put more blame on my partner? No. We're not putting any blame. What we're saying is their behavior is their behavior. So if they didn't text you for 3 hours, right? There's this, okay, let me give you something. Something I do with my coaching clients. Okay, let's do something. All right. Okay. Let's do something. All right, let's do something. You didn't get our text. All right. Let's do something. Okay. You didn't get our text. Okay. Let's deal with that. You didn't get that text. Because that's a good one. All right. So, you didn't get that text. This one here. You didn't get the text. Okay? What happens in your mind is you tell yourself a story. So anybody who's anxious here, help us out. I want to know when your partner didn't text you for 3 hours and you start the spiral, what's the story you're telling yourself? If you could type in the chat, don't make it too personal because we don't need to know everything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to expose your whole life. You know what I'm saying to you? But for those of you who are anxious in the chat, when you get a situation where your partner didn't text you for 3 hours, right? I want you to type in the chat right now, what is a story you told yourself? Sexy Tomboy J said there was somebody else. Moonlight says she doesn't rate me. Perception said probably busy. Jay said it said they're cheating. Esmeralda said, did I say something wrong or do something wrong? Okay. Now the question is, Anonymous said, I've messed things up again. I love that response because it's real and a lot of people do have that. The question is, where did you get your narrative from? The question is, where did you get your narrative from? And why is it your mind automatically goes to a negative space? Because you're trying to have some level of control. You see, what you've conditioned yourself to do is that if I did something, I control something. You need to release yourself of the control. Release yourself of the control. Because you can't control anybody. Okay? Release yourself of the control. The reason why you're telling yourself that negative story is because if you did something, then there is something to change. But I need you to stop going to that place of believing there is something to change. You know what I'm saying to you? Right? Stop going for the negative story that you're telling yourself, because that negative story is what sends you into a spiral. Well, here's what you need to do. That story is going to come up. As soon as that story comes up, you have to combat it. It's what we call replacement theory. So something I've just developed, I don't know if that's another name out there, but I gave it replacement theory. Something I learned when I was fighting pornography when I was very, very young, okay, in the faith. When I was first in the faith, I didn't understand. I said, why is pornography hitting me? One thing I learned the Holy Spirit gave me as an example was that, an example of this was, that our weapons of warfare are not carnal; they are mighty for the pulling down of strongholds. Your mind will produce. Okay, your mind will produce a story. and it will produce a story that leaves you in control. But it often is a very negative one. You are overdoing it, you're over this, you're over that, you're done that. Hey, it might be true, but why do you keep going to that story? And so immediately as that story comes up, what you need to do is tell that story to do one. You don't get to live around here rent-free anymore. Skedaddle and get the goings. Move. I'm not here to facilitate your feelings about this today. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, that story wants to send you on a spiral, and you allow the spiral to happen because you want to go down that hill because it makes you feel good when you go down that hill. Stop going down that hill. Stop going down that spiral. Stop the story. As soon as a story comes up, you say, I cancel that. That isn't what's happening. I don't know what's happening. And until they tell me, I won't spiral. Now, that's going to be very easy for me to say and very difficult for you to do. But the issue isn't about you doing it straight away. The issue is about you fighting a good fight here. You need to start fighting a good fight. It won't happen overnight, and it won't happen in one day. But what will happen is you will start developing a muscle that starts to resist negative thought patterns. Because what that anxiety is doing is inducing negative thought patterns. Right? So you already know, because if you've asked your partner what they were doing as to why they didn't text you back in 3 hours, and they told you I was just busy, why now is it, and notice this now, why is it that you can't tell yourself this story when it happens? Because there is too much conditioning on a subconscious level of reward for going down a negative spiral. Because where it's going to place you, let's talk about this. Where it's going to place you is going to place you in a position of pursuit. And this is going to put you in a position of you being to earn their love again. Because here's what's going to happen. You're going to spiral. You're going to say something that's wrong. Your partner's going to be offended or hurt or annoyed or feel some type of way, and then you are going to do what? Chase. And when you chase, what are you hoping to do? To catch. And when you catch, what does that prove? You are worthy of what? Love. Why? Because you earned it. You need to stop going down that hill, stop going down that spiral, stop chasing. Okay? And I'm not saying about chasing a text. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about chasing them emotionally. See, it's not about a physical chase. It's not even you about double texting them. No. It's about the emotional chase that happens where when that person, when you sabotage and that person begins to emotionally distance themselves, you are chasing them emotionally, as somebody said, chasing them energetically. That's the issue. You know? That's what happens. Someone said, what about if I don't chase but leave? Or is that a more fearful avoidant? Yeah, a more avoidant person will try to leave. And that also is another way of being manipulative, in the sense of you want that person to chase you to prove that you're worthy and wanted. But that's a story for another day. Okay? Number 2, on these things that anxious people say is, I'm sorry, it's probably my fault. You're one of those people that always say, I'm sorry, it's probably my fault. This, I need you to stop doing it. Okay, all right? This, I'm sorry, it's probably my fault. Why are you saying it's probably your fault? It either is or isn't. You know what I mean? Why are you saying it's probably my fault? Because you're really hoping that you're taking the blame would, they won't leave you. But why are you saying probably? Because you're not confident in this. Because it's not you. Okay? Stop saying that. Number 3, are we okay? I just need to hear you say it again. Okay? And really what you're trying to say is, I need reassurance to feel secure because love feels fragile. I want you to understand this. Co-regulation is important with anxious people. There is nothing wrong with asking your partner for more reassurance. Nothing is wrong with you asking your partner for more reassurance. But what you must begin to do is also learn how to self-soothe. What does that look like? It looks like emotional regulation. It looks like learning how to regulate your feelings so they don't run you. Okay? So they don't run you. Okay? Yeah? I need to make sure my finger's in. Hold on. My laptop's about to die. Okay? All right, number four is I can't stop thinking about them. Did I mess up? It's another one. Feeling like they're always messing up. Okay? That people always feel like they are messing up. They feel like, you know what? I've done something wrong. I did anything. You know what I'm saying to you? And they always want to be in that space. Okay? Yeah, Fearful of Women will be next week. Right? They always feel like they are, you know, that I've done something wrong. And so you're stuck in a loop of fear that love is conditional, okay? You're stuck in a place that love is conditional rather than thinking of it as I'm loved because of who I am. And finally, I'll do anything to fix this, meaning you'll sacrifice yourself even if it means he should stay. Okay? Now, many people end up in cheating relationships like this. Okay? All right? Many people end up in cheating relationships like this because for them, they will do anything to keep that person in a relationship. Hey! Even if it means sacrifice themselves, they will do it. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Okay. I almost flipped up and broke on myself. Damn. Hold on. Damn, I got a cramp in my stomach. Ugh. The workout for today's gym was hurting me now, boy. Aish. Eesh. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Woo. We're gonna get there. Don't worry. We're gonna get there. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna give you some reframing. Okay. We're gonna give you some reframing. Okay. Reframe is really important. Reframe. What does that mean? It means to reshape, rethink the way that we allow our thoughts to take place. Okay. Reframe. All right. Reframe. I'm going to give you these phrases. I'm going to reframe them. I want you guys to write this down. If you've got pen and paper, get ready to write these down, okay? So we're going to reframe, all right? We are going to reframe